Good evening. So tonight what we're going to do, we're going to create our workspace. We're actually going to set up a workspace. So when you're working on your flats, you'll always have this template to work on. You don't have to set it up each and every time you get ready to work on a flat. It's already set up for you. So the first thing that you're going to do, you're going to make sure that you open your AI file. Your AI application. And you just assume that you've already saved your flat person file. That's the main thing. So that flat person file should be saved somewhere on your desktop or on your on your laptop. So what you're going to do, you're going to click on create new. And I always work in inches, so keep that in mind. If you don't mind working in points, that's fine. But what I'll do is click on print, and then I'm going to click inches. Your width should be 8.5, and your height should be 11, and then you're in inches, and then you're going to click create. So I'm going to get rid of some of these things so you can see how to set up your workspace from scratch. So the first thing that you want to do, you want to make sure that your artboards is selected. So I'm going to go to window, actually click on layers, make sure that layers is available. Then you click on window again, click on artboards. So my artboards popped over here. So I'm going to keep that there. What I want to do is click on artboard, and you'll notice when you double click on artboard, the page center. So that's what we want. We want to make sure that our page center. So I'm going to try that one more time. Window, artboard, you double click, and this should center. It already centered for me, so I didn't have to do it again. You also want to make sure that your layers is available. So the next thing that you're going to do, you're going to get ready and place your flats person. So you'll go to file, place, and then you're going to scroll down to the file. So here you just select flat person. But before you hit place, don't hit place yet. You want to make sure that these options are open. If it didn't pop open, you want to click options, and you want to select template. Make sure that link is not selected. You want to select template. Then hit place. Once you do that, it should automatically pop up in the center of your page. So that's the main thing that we want to see. Now we also want to create a guide line in the dead center of your flats person. So what I'm going to do is hit Command plus to zoom in. You know, that's my favorite shortcut for zooming. You can also use this or Command Z, but I'm just going to hit Command plus to zoom in. So since I want to create my guideline, I'm going to go up to where it says View, scroll down to Rulers, Show Rulers, and you'll notice that the ruler shows up horizontally and vertically along your page. You're going to click inside the ruler, and you're going to slide that guide to the center of your flats person, and you should see a light blue or whatever color you have on your page. Then what you want to do is right click on the guide, and you're going to select lock guide. Obviously mine is already locked, so this is why it says unlock, but I'm just going to click on it and let you see it again. I right click and I lock my guide. So I want to make sure that my guide stays in place. I'm going to hit Command minus. The next thing that I want to do, I want to make sure that my strokes panel is open. I already have it here, but we'll go to window just so I can show you where it is. Window, scroll down to stroke. Stroke is very important because when it comes time for you to create stitches and things of that nature, you'll have that available to you. So we definitely want the strokes panel available. Another thing that you want available is the graphic style panel. So you'll go back to window, you'll click on graphic styles, and I want to delete everything here except the default. So I'm going to select drop shadow, and I'm going to just select all of those and hit delete. So what I really want to do is create my graphic styles for future use. So I'm going to click on the layers panel, and I'm going to hide my flat person just for a second so I can show you the graphic styles that we use and you're going to use throughout creating your flats. So the first thing that you want to do, you want to grab the rectangle tool and create a rectangle. You want to make sure that there's no fill, and click on the stroke line. So I'm going to hit the direct selection tool, click on my box, find your stroke panel, and then you're going to hit the round cap. So right next to it, you see the word cap. You're going to hit that second button, round cap. Then you're going to go directly under the cap next to corner, the second button next to corner, you're going to hit round join. And what I did, let me zoom in so you can see. Command plus. What I did was create round corners here. So I'm going to click on that and just zoom in so you can see. Because when we work on fabrics don't have a pointy edge to them. They have round corners. So I'm just gonna select this again just so you can see what I did. I'm gonna hit just the square corner and cap. So if you notice there is a point, but we want it to be rounded. So I'm gonna click here, hit round cap, round join. Now you'll notice that that changes. So we want to hit direct selection again, click on the square. We're going to click this little tab here and click on new graphic style, and you're going to change that to round. Click OK. So the next thing that you're going to do, we're just going to turn this into a gray fill because you always use gray fills when it comes to flats, the closing part of the flat. So just click on that. Now we're going to click on the fill. You could choose whatever gray you like. 6Cs is a good color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's good. You would click OK. Now you'll notice that the square it now has a gray fill. So I'm just going to select that, direct select that. Click on that tab, click new graphic style. I'm going to call this gray. Click OK. And on that same box, you're going to change this straight stroke into stitches. So we're going to make sure that we click on the box. You're going to go back to your stroke. I'm sorry, it disappeared for a second. So I'm going to hit window, stroke, what we want to do is click where it says dashed line. Perfect. So now your stitches come up, but we want to change them. So you always want to make sure that your dash has a 2 point. Here it says gap. You want to make sure that the gap is 2 point. And we always want to select this dash to the far right. Reason being is because you'll notice it has a complete square at the end, well, a complete corner. If you choose this one, it's not consistent. You know, it changes from one point to the next. So we want to make sure that we choose the dash pattern all the way to the right. And we can change the weight of it. Stitches are really light or delicate, so you would go up to, you can choose what you like, but I would choose a 1/4 point. Now what you would do, you would select that square again, click this tab, new graphic style, and then you're going to click stitches. You're going to type stitches. So whenever you're working on flats on this workspace, you have the tools to get you started. So we want to make sure that we have those. So I'm just going to slide this over here. Click on my layers, and I want to show my template, and I can actually move this out the way. I don't need that right now. So I'm going to zoom out. And one more thing, let's go to window and make sure that our transparency option is selected. That's something that I always use when it's time to work on flats, tracing flats and things like that. So far we have everything that we need, but what we want to do is name the workspace. So you can name it something like your flats workspace. That way you'll always be able to open this up. All of the panels that you need to create your flats, all of the tools that you need to create your flats will always be available for you on this page. So we're going to click this tab next to Essentials. And I already have one set up, but I'm going to show you how to create your own. So you're going to scroll down to where it says New Workspace, and I'm going to call it my Flats Workspace. Click OK. So anytime I open up this template or this workspace, all of these tools and little options will be available for me. So let me show you how it changes if I choose another workspace. I'll go to Essentials. If I go to Essentials, these different things come up. If I go to Typography, the workspace change. If I go to Printing and Proofing, the workspace changes. So we definitely want to go back to my Flats workspace. So with that, I have everything that I need to begin working on my flats.